What's up, everybody, and welcome to the TNR Sports Show or Trennon Talks. Please like, subscribe, comment, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever we post. Thanks for watching. What's up, everybody, and welcome to the newest episode of the TNR Sports Show. That is the TNR Sports Show. I hope everyone is having. Oh, Ryan, how are you? I totally forgot about you, brother.
I'm well. How are you, Trennon?
I'm all right. I'm hanging in there. I'm having a pretty good week so far. I hope everybody out there is having a great week. Thanks for all the support we've been seeing. You know, um, there's no incident, there's no sports going on right now. So, thanks for those who are sticking with us to the
Yeah.
to the
Got the
grand.
NHL playoffs and the NBA playoffs, I guess, but that's about it.
No college sports, Ryan.
No college sports. I know what you're saying. I know what
More specific for you, but yeah, there's no college sports going on right now. So, this is a college-centered podcast. Things aren't as good as they could be in the sports world right now, but I can't wait for the fall. Are you excited for the fall, Ryan?
I'm so excited. I can't wait for it to be fall again.
I'm
It's
waiting.
cooler, the weather's better,
Yeah,
the
I was talking to my
sports
mom.
on.
I was like, fall is just a great season. I'm
Yeah.
starting to become anti-summer.
Yeah. Summer's only good if you're a kid.
I mean, it's
You get
hot.
school out. You're out of school.
My line of work, I get tortured in the summertime. You know,
We both get tortured.
yeah, and everybody's just mad in the summer. It's busier for everybody.
Hot. There's so many
In the
bugs.
fall, you've got the leaves are falling, you got college football's back, you got pumpkin
Starting to cool down a little bit. Like it's
the
nice.
pumpkin stuff, you've got cinnamon, you got
Peppermint.
Christmas. I mean, by the end of November, you got Christmas decorations everywhere and Halloween if you're into that, Thanksgiving
Thanksgiving. Yeah.
holiday. So I know there's a lot to the fall, and I'm looking forward to the fall.
Wonderful.
But before we get really into the recruiting, that's what we're going to start with first. I just want to say thanks for everyone sticking with the TNR Sports Show. Um, it's been a haul. Me and Ryan, I think we both of us would tell you we're football guys. We like football. That's what we prefer. But we started this podcast in the middle of the winter sports, and we covered
Basketball.
basketball, and then we covered college baseball. I never cared about college baseball until this season. So
It is what it is.
also, I didn't say it in the last episode. Mississippi State won the national championship. We said it, but we didn't know for sure. They were up like 10 to something or something crazy the last couple, but we knew they were going to win. But Mississippi State won the NCAA um, College
Baseball.
World Series. That's what
Yeah.
it's called. I was like, what is that thing called? But that concludes our winter, spring sports in NCAA. We made it, Ryan. How do you feel coming out of the winter and spring?
Oh, man. I'm ready just for fall. Really, I'm ready. I'm ready to just breeze past the summer and let's just get into the fall already. Let's just get it over with.
Screw. I
But
mean, screw
I mean,
this.
we have a little bit to talk about, not actual sports and like games or anything, but just the goings on
There's
behind
stuff
it.
going on right now,
Yeah,
and
there's
we're getting
stuff.
closer to SEC Media Days and ACC and Big 12, I guess. I don't know. SEC Media Days were always a big deal to me. We always went on vacation the week of SEC Media Days. So it always I always sat and watched it on vacation, but they're always kind of important, but we're going to be breaking that stuff down. That'll be fun to talk about, so
Yeah,
we still got stuff to talk about. And then
stuff to talk about.
August will roll around. Oh man, August will be a lot of fun if you're into
A
like
lot of fun.
getting prepared for college football. We'll be talking about rosters, teams, breaking down this SOB and that SOB, and now this SOB is going to win the quarterbacking job, and that one's not. So we're going to be bringing all that kind of stuff down. I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna have a good old time in the fall. We're gonna have a good old time in the fall. We
A lot
are.
of fun. We are. It makes me fun. It's gonna be great.
Um,
It's gonna be big. It's
so
gonna be wonderful.
yeah, it'll be good. So everybody just hold your breath for the fall. We're gonna have some good stuff for you in July, great stuff in August, and you can't even imagine what's coming in September. So all right, Ryan, Tell me a little bit about recruiting.
All right. So a ton of people committed to their respective teams over this 4th of July weekend. So we have a good amount to talk about, actually.
Mhm.
Starting off South Carolina. South Carolina got a pretty big commit. 4-star defensive back Emery Floyd committed to the University of South Carolina. So good job, South Carolina. Bear with me with Oklahoma because they had a lot. 4-star offensive tackle Jacob Sexton committed to Oklahoma. 3-star athlete Robert Spears Jennings committed to Oklahoma. 3-star athlete Xavion Bryce committed to Oklahoma. 4-star defensive lineman Derek Moore committed to Oklahoma, along with 4-star offensive tackle Jake Taylor committed to Oklahoma. So Oklahoma got a lot of recruits this past weekend. Another team that did really well is SMU, which is kind of shocking, but hey, good for the Mustangs. They got big pickup and former Oklahoma commit Jordan Hudson, who committed to SMU. 4-star linebacker Isaac Slade. I'm gonna butcher this. Matatia. I'm gonna say Matatia. Committed to SMU. He's transferring from Oregon, so he'll be eligible this upcoming fall. SMU also got 4-star safety Chase Biddle.
They must be paying players over there. I guess
He's looking-
everybody's paying players though, so maybe SMU's
Yeah.
back in the game, baby.
They're just making up for the death penalty, and they're like, "Hey, now we can actually pay
Yeah,
players."
one of the hot topics right now, I think I see a lot. Should the NCAA reverse the death penalty? I guess they can't reverse it, but
They don't
maybe
really do anything. The
should.
damage is done. You pay
All
them
right,
like
sorry.
extra money.
Yeah,
Um,
give them 2 extra scholarships.
yeah, you get extra scholarships. Let's see. 5-star offensive tackle Kelvin Banks committed to Oregon, so Oregon got a nice little pickup. Ohio State actually got the very last 2021 recruit. He was a big one. He's a big boy. He actually did not commit to anyone. What?
He's gonna play this fall.
He's gonna play this fall.
And he just committed. What was his deal? Why are you waiting?
He said he didn't want to commit to a team until he could visit. He wanted to visit Alabama, Oregon, and Ohio State.
I respect that.
I mean, props. It took him a little while, but he got there. So 5-star defensive tackle, JT Tui Molau.
Excuse me?
Tui Molau.
Molau. You know where he's from?
He's from Washington State. He's from Samoa.
That's what I wanted you to say. Yeah, that would have been.
He has committed to the Ohio State University, and he will be eligible this fall to play football. Ohio State also picked up 4-star wide receiver Kojo Antwi.
That was the
good job.
Well, we had like 2 cool names. I guess 3: Matuia, Tamalabalabu, and Kojo Antwi. We got some pretty cool names. Not as good as last week. Last week, just for our TNR viewers, was one of the funniest things I've ever been through on this show. Like, you didn't go and watch that. That was one of the funniest things I've ever That's a funny.
That's a classic. We'll look back on this 10 years from now, and that'll be like part of our classic montage.
Yeah. All right, keep going.
Let's see. Moving on from Ohio State, 4-star offensive tackle Riley Quick committed to Bama. So Alabama got a nice little pickup. 4-star wide receiver Jake Smith transferred from Texas to the USC Trojans. So USC got a new wide receiver.
Cool.
4-star running back Nicholas Singleton committed to Penn State. And this one I thought was kind of funny. 4-star wide receiver Omari Cooper commits to Indiana. Trennon, do you think he's a discount Amari Cooper?
That's so cheesy. That was very cheesy by Ryan. You could tell like that was a very rehearsed line.
It was. It's even in my notes.
Omari versus
Amari. He's a wide receiver too.
4-star, pretty good.
He's going to a team with a red,
maybe
red
he'll
colors.
be better Amari Cooper.
That's bold.
You never know.
Bold statement.
You'll have to wait and see. You'll have to prove it to everybody. He's gonna work hard. All
I'm,
right.
I'm sure he'll do wonderful at Indiana. He probably won't win anything, but good for him. And then moving on to Trennon's favorite, the Oklahoma Sooners. I'm just kidding. Moving on to the Arkansas Razorbacks. Arkansas actually got a pretty good recruiting weekend as well, which Trenton had to remind me of.
That's right.
Uh, he had to remind me. I totally missed it.
Yeah, Ryan's
Uh,
recruiting guy doesn't even know one of our favorite teams. It's all Oklahoma. Ryan's mine. I bet Clemson has a bunch of recruits too, and we just have no clue.
they do not.
Okay, whatever, buddy.
But Arkansas picked up 3-star tight end Tyrus Megatron Washington. He's
Cool.
committed to the University of Arkansas. It's
Megatron.
pretty cool nickname. He's got a lot to live up to with that nickname.
Yeah, he has to destroy the Autobots' homeworld. Whatever, Cybertron.
Cybertron, yeah.
Yeah, that was.
3-star linebacker Manny Powell commits to Arkansas, along with 3-star quarterback Jalen Lewis and the big recruit 4-star defensive lineman Nico Davalier is committed to Arkansas.
Wow.
What do you think of those commits?
I think they're good commits. I think Sam Pittman is putting in the work. I think he's got another year of safety with Arkansas fans. He proved some stuff last year. Chad Morris, Arkansas still hates Chad Morris pretty hard. They hate him still pretty heavily. Sam Pittman can only walk on water. He needs to win the games that he should win and lose the games that he should lose, and he'll be all right with Arkansas fans. He just can't lose any games he's supposed to win.
Yeah, you can't lose to North Texas.
You can't lose to Texas State, or you can't lose to San Jose State. You can't lose to Coastal Carolina. You can't lose to Louisiana Monroe. You can't lose.
Y'all lose to Coastal Carolina?
We're like within a touchdown of them when Chad Morris.
Arkansas played Coastal?
Yeah, almost lost to them. Maybe we beat them.
Oh.
But it was close.
I remember y'all lost to North Texas. That was the one where they had the punt and he pretended
yeah.
catch it.
Crap, dude. Oh, that thing made me so mad. Ryan will not rain on my parade.
You rain on my parade all the time.
For what?
You sent me the greatest bowl game of all time or whatever video.
That was for something. I had no choice.
That was rude.
I had no choice.
It brings up sore memories. Bad memories.
National championships have Oklahoma won in their time?
7.
Oh, boo-hoo. Oh, my God. You lose one playoff game. Go cry me a river. Our Clemson loses playoff games every year. Who cares? It happens. What are you going to do? All right, that concludes the recruiting segment. Thank you to Ryan for providing a pretty good recruiting segment, other than him forgetting Arkansas and me having to get on him. But other than that, pretty good job by Ryan. So everybody give him a round of applause. So our big topic this week, other than recruiting, of course, is money.
Love money. Big fan.
How does everybody out there feel about money? So when you're driving down the road, do you think about money?
They're big fans of money.
Yeah, everybody's a big money guy. Money buys happiness, maybe. Many people say that. Many people don't. Who knows? But NCAA players are getting paid. And some of them are getting paid big amount of money. We got a lot going on, but since last Wednesday, we kind of covered it. I think we talked about probably for about 10 minutes. Yeah. We didn't know what was going to go on. We kind of had no clue. We knew that players could get sponsors. We didn't comprehend the level that it was going to take off to.
Yeah.
And, I don't have specific numbers, for everybody, but I do have some things. Master P's son's going to college this year, signed a $2 million deal with a company. Barstool Sports created a Barstool athlete program. Many top athletes across the nation are joining it. They're getting promoted by Barstool Sports, the free merch, money, the whole shebang bang.
Oh, Miami too. There's a car dealership in Miami that's giving out $500,000 to Miami players or something like that.
the money is rolling in and the law of the land is no more. We have entered what I like to call the Wild West because there is no law. And then I don't know how many of you know about the Wild West or anything, but out back then, in the 1800s, there was no law. And right now, there is no law. There's nothing. So, is it a good thing for college football or is it a bad thing? And the discussion to be had is players should get paid. It's like a web. I could bring up 8 different topics based off of one thing.
Yeah.
Players getting paid, right? But are they getting paid fair equally? Are you getting paid? Are certain schools, boosters? I was giving the example to somebody. Boosters can now go up to some player. Let's say they go up to DJU, the quarterback for Clemson, whatever, and they go up to him and they say, "Hey, DJ, you give me your jersey you wear against Florida State, and I'll give you $5 million." You know what I mean? The law, there is no law of the land no more. It's reckless out there, and I think that's good in a way. I'm not going to sound like some kind of communist here. Some kind of better dead than red. That's what I say. But there has to be some kind of equal pay for everybody. Because DJ, you is going to get paid more
Yeah.
than the softball player who plays for South Alabama. And that's just the way it is. Now, DJ makes more money than the softball player for South Alabama. No offense to softball players. I'm sure you work hard and you're good players and yada, yada, yada. But you're just not going to make as much money as DJ. You.
I I think it's bad for college football and college sports, but I think it's fair.
There'll
I
never be a
don't.
reason to pay players anymore. That's out.
Yeah,
They're going to be rich now, unless you wanted to make it some kind of
they're saying,
unilateral
they're
pay.
saying Arch Manning, Peyton and Eli's nephew, who's a big recruit coming in 2023. They're saying he could earn up to like $10 million his freshman year. Like 10 million as a freshman.
1 year.
He's 18 years old. He's gonna be a millionaire.
I think here's another point I want to make real fast.
Yeah.
Just dwell on this. This is going to keep players that probably wouldn't succeed that much in the NBA. You saw it with Michigan, had a guy come back. He might not play that much in the NBA. He might, but he might not. He can come back, make as much money in the NBA.
Yeah.
I mean, in college that he would in the NBA and be a star in college basketball.
Yeah.
So from that perspective, you could argue that it's good for college sports because it's going to keep people who might not, start in the NFL, keep them coming back for more money. They're still making money.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think the reason it's bad is because you're not going to see good players go to smaller schools. They can now go to, like, if you're, say, a big time recruit, even if you don't make it at, say, Alabama, you're still going to get paid like you made it at Alabama. You know what I mean? Because those boosters are going to pay you to go to their schools like they've been doing for
They're
decades.
doing it anyway, but now there's no.
Now they can freely do it.
Yeah, there was a law before you couldn't really get away with it. Now there's no laws. You just do
Now
it.
there's no law, and you can literally sign a deal with a business saying, "Hey, we're going to pay you." I think it's fair because it's not the school paying you; it's a business paying you. They're saying, "Hey, you're a popular person. You're going to give us revenue if we put your face on the front of Raising Cane's or whatever." They're going to make money. I don't know if it's really fair to. I mean, I think this is really kind of capitalism in its true form, and it's the big popular spokesperson is going to make more, which is the quarterback and the star defensive player. They're going to make a lot more money than the offensive tackle. Offensive tackle is not going to they'll make money, but they're not going to make a lot of money. And I don't think there's any way to regulate like equal pay for that because it's not the school paying them; it's these business choosing to pay this one person, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it just opens up a huge web,
It
like I
does.
mentioned before. I mean, there I just gotta harken back to it. There's just no law.
It also begs the
No
question of,
regulation. That's a good way. That's a good word. There's no regulation to it.
yeah, it also begs the question, like, what do you do for these past schools that have broken these rules, mainly with boosters? You know, most recently comes to mind
Te-
Ohio State.
Oh
They
my.
fired a coach. They banned like 3 players, um, and derailed Ohio State for like 2 seasons before Urban Meyer came in and revitalized them. Like, do you in the USC too? They lost Pete Carroll because of these sanctions. Reggie Bush had to vacate his Heisman. They lost all his stats. USC is still hasn't recovered from all this stuff. Like, do you go back now that this is legal? Like, do you go back and help them out a little bit? Like, I don't know. What do
I've
you think?
stated, yeah, I've stated many times in the show that I think the NCAA is an incompetent organization. I truly still believe that. I think they're a bunch of clowns. I think they don't know what they're doing. Now, if you put me in the same position when I know what I'm doing, probably not. But I would surround myself with people. They're a bunch of idiots. They're all idiots. They're all a bunch of buffoons. Whoever runs that organization, they're buffoons. They act when they want to act and they don't do anything when they don't want to do anything. The problem is the Supreme Court had this ruling that says you should be able to pay players now.
Yeah.
And
Or
that's
they
great.
should be their name and likeness should be freely used to make money because you are a popular person because you're playing college sports.
And that's great. Good job to the Supreme Court for allowing players to get paid. But there's no ruling body like organizing it
No.
or bringing it together. The NCAA, as I've mentioned, are a bunch of incompetent buffoons that don't know what they're doing and have failed on many, many occasions.
Yeah.
Many occasions. Most
Maybe.
recently with the NCAA state COVID crap. They failed miserably there. They failed miserably with the. I don't know if you know about this, Ryan, but they canceled the women's golf tournament because the grounds were unsafe or unplayable, not unsafe, unchampionship level. The grounds were not championship level.
They just canceled it. They didn't go to another pitch.
No, they did not. They canceled it completely.
Oh.
Only reason I know about that because the Barstool people stood in and had a new one. But anyway, they fail miserably constantly. And my dad tells me he tells me he thinks that NCAA football's dead now, or not, NCAA sports are dead now because of these sort of rules. But what people don't understand is I don't think it's dead. I think it's just evolving into a new phase. And somebody needs to step in, whether it's the conferences, the schools, and regulate this thing. But a lot of people aren't going to do that because they're going to profit off of people getting paid. SEC is not going to say, okay, maybe we'll be the noble guys and we'll get everybody squared away and doing the right thing. Why would they do that? They would hurt their brand.
Yeah.
You
You're
know,
bringing on great players now because you can pay them whatever you want.
exactly. So we live in this time now that just has changed. Times have changed, a week ago. Times have changed, and we had no idea. A lot of people are saying this is good for NCAA EA football now that players can get paid for their likeness. So I think that's good. Um, maybe
Um,
we can finally see an NCAA football video game come to light.
once more.
Yeah.
I think it's good for football. I think it's potentially endangering to other sports such as basketball. I don't think it's damaging to baseball. The reason it's not damaging to football is because
They were doing it anyway.
they were they were kind of doing it anyway. But I think with basketball, you now have the opportunity to say, "Hey, these players aren't really amateurs now. Why do they have to spend 1 year in college? Why can't they just go straight to the NBA?" And I think we'll see that start to kind of that question come up again. With football, you can't do that. a high schooler coming out is not physically ready for the NFL. Never will be. You need those 3 years to gain weight, to gain skills, to be ready for the NFL.
No, high school
Uh,
straight out of high school to college, you would get murdered. He would,
yeah,
no.
baseball's already like you can go straight
Yeah,
from high school,
baseball.
and
They,
it's just
they,
kind of that's
they
how
win.
it is. I think hockey's the same way too. But so I think football will be fine. I think the rich will get richer from this. Um, big teams. I think USC recovers. They finally get back to elite form because of this. I think Bama stays elite. Ohio State stays elite. Clemson might suffer. I'm not really sure.
I think you
Oklahoma,
see a revitalization in Texas as well.
yeah, Texas should bounce back pretty hard.
Clemson,
A&M's going to profit big time.
I don't know. I think Clemson. I
I
don't
think
know. I just
Clemson's good that they have their foot in the door right now, being elite now. If they weren't elite right now, they'd be screwed. Like teams like NC State and Mississippi State, Ole Miss, like they're not elite, and well, Ole Miss probably has a chance. Um,
like they're
but
great success.
if you're not elite right now, and you're not a rich school, you're not going to make it.
I mean, think about all the. If you, I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about towns, but Clemson has to be like one of the smallest college towns out of all the big boys, like Alabama's and Tuscaloosa. I think Tuscaloosa is a pretty big city. I mean, Austin, Texas is huge. One of the
Yeah.
biggest growing cities in the South. USC's in
It
Los
really
Angeles.
matters on town size. I think it matters on alma mater. Who are your boosters? Who's your alma mater? Who's going to be throwing money into these programs? Who owns this business and is willing to sponsor this quarterback coming in?
But the point there is there as many businesses in Clemson as there is in these other cities that I mentioned. Clemson is just a
Just a small little college town.
yeah. I mean, there are probably good businesses there, and maybe they can reach out to South Carolina businesses more important. But I don't
I
know.
mean, like I look at it for like Oklahoma. Like Oklahoma's in Norman, Oklahoma. It's in the
Okay.
middle of nowhere. It's just a little. It's like it's kind of similar to Clemson. It's just a college town, really. Same with like Oklahoma State, Stillwater. Like they're just college towns. However, Oklahoma. I don't know about now. I'm sure they probably do, but definitely in the past paid players and did it very successfully. So they have the boosters, they have the alma mater to be able to pay these players and be at an elite level. Clemson, I don't know. I really don't know.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people have been calling for Dabo Sweeney to quit.
I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah. People hate Dabo, man.
they hate Dabo. Just weird. He's a nice guy.
But
Um,
they
I think
hate
it
him.
actually
They hate him.
really benefits South Carolina. Um, South Carolina's a pretty wealthy school with a lot of a big booster pool and alma mater, and it could, hate to say it, but I guess we'll see what happens.
That's a deep topic. I mean, you think we wouldn't have anything to talk about July 7th, 2021.
Yeah.
Here we are talking about one of the biggest stories in college football and sports. And what's crazy to me is I don't think it's getting any attention. It's getting none. Like
I
people
do
are
have
talking
one thing that came out of this whole, paying players, and that was Reggie Bush. Yeah, he got, all kinds of stuff came at him. He got banned from the USC campus. He had his Heisman taken away. He had all his stats taken away. USC lost all their wins for the seasons he was there. Should all those things be reinstated now?
absolutely. It
Yeah.
should have never been taken away. The fact that they were taken away was nothing more than a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Colleges have been playing players for years. It's well documented that all when the SMU scandal went around, Oklahoma, Texas, Texas A&M were all playing the players. They
Yep.
only went to SMU because SMU offered more. And
And they were a smaller school.
this all goes back to the NCAA being a bunch of incompetent buffoons. that they choose to hurt certain people and certain schools for whatever reason. They have no agenda. It's just their own stupidity. Unless they're so naive to think that other schools aren't cheating, which they are.
They are.
I promise you they are. They might not be now. Maybe it's legal now, but
And it's legal now. It's not cheating anymore.
if they don't think that those schools weren't cheating then or now, then they're idiots. Reggie Bush should have never had any of that. First of all, being banned, that's ridiculous. He didn't kill somebody. He accepted $300,000. Freaking Master P's son getting paid $2 million right off the jump for free. Nothing's happening to him. Archie Manning might make $10 million his freshman year. Reggie Bush got banned from USC forever and only accepted $300,000. We live in a crazy world. I hate the NCAA.
Yeah.
I hate them for what they did to Herm Edwards. I hate.
Did they fire him?
No.
Oh.
But the fact that he was even mentioned by the NCAA is ridiculous. It just bothers me. Here's what I got to say about Reggie Bush. None of that stuff should have happened. If you wanted to punish the guy, don't punish Reggie Bush. Punish USC. They allowed it to happen. Banning him is just an act of
stupidity.
Insanity.
He's a kid who came from a poor family, and they even
Los Angeles, California. You expect him not to take $300,000? That's crazy.
And they housed his family too.
It's.
I would take that.
It's crazy. It really is. They should be giving his stuff back. Absolutely.
I agree.
We'll keep you updated on that story as it progresses forward. There's not a whole lot to be said about it right now, other than everything that we said. We just talked about it for a while, but I wanted to bring up some other little small things, nothing too big, just a couple of small things as we round about the show. Okay, so you got the Atlanta Hawks. My God. You had the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Phoenix Suns in the NBA Finals. We're not going to talk about it too much, but I wanted to run through the college schools that have a player in the NBA Finals. I don't know who these players are. Let me be clear. But I do know the schools. I have them on my phone here. So we got Murray State, BYU, Virginia, Villanova, Michigan State, Texas, Utah State, Texas A&M, Stanford, Louisville, Arkansas, Bobby Portis. I didn't know that one. Marquette, Kentucky, Arizona, UCLA, West Virginia, Creighton, Wake Forest. That's Chris Paul. And Kentucky's Devin Booker. I didn't know all that. UNC, the USC Upstate Spartans. Who was that? Troy something, right?
Troy something. He's going to win a ring no matter what, because he was on both teams at one point and started for both teams, so he will win an NBA championship ring no matter what.
Notre Dame, SJU, Wisconsin, Purdue, Iowa State, and Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah, so those are the teams. I know some of them, like I said, Devin Booker, Bobby Portis. There's enough spots on these teams, like if you look at them all, that I'm pretty sure none of them went to the same school. They all went to separate schools because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Was there any? 18. I didn't hear Kentucky, did I? Was there Kentucky?
There are 27 schools on this list. Yeah, Devin Booker went to Kentucky.
Okay. What about Kansas?
Kansas is not on here.
Duke?
Chris Middleton went to UCLA. I didn't know that. Duke is not on here. UNC is on here.
UNC's on there.
And they don't even list Giannis. Giannis didn't even go to college, I don't think.
No, he didn't.
He played
like European League or something.
Yeah, so there's that. I want to go through one more thing. If you give me a second just to pull it up. If you don't mind, Ryan, of course.
I totally mind, Trennon.
Oh my gosh. Something here I wanted to discuss with you. I seen it today and it made me mad.
It made you mad.
So I wanted to talk about it. This is very stupid. The top 20 college towns with the best and worst food scene. Clemson is the number 2 worst food scene in all of college food. Do you agree with that, Ryan? I tend to agree with that because the food in Clemson kind of sucks.
Are we talking tailgate or like the restaurants?
Restaurants.
Okay, yeah. I would. I don't know if I would go as far as say number 2.
South
Is
Carolina
this
was
top 5?
everybody.
You gotta think like Vanderbilt can't have a good food scene.
It seems
Uh,
to be Power 5 because there is no non-Power 5 schools, so it has to be Power 5. Well, Vanderbilt's
Vanderbilt.
in Nashville. Are you kidding me?
Fair.
They have great
Uh,
food in Nashville.
but so who's the worst?
Mississippi State. I figured they would have
Like Ole Miss is probably like high up there as like good. No, really? I guess we're not talking tailgate.
South
I,
Carolina was 12th on the best food scene.
I don't know about that.
Columbia,
I mean,
Columbia
it's
has great
better.
food.
I would say it's better than Clemson for sure. Like I mean, Columbia's, they got some nice restaurants, but like I don't know if I'd say 12. You know,
Okay, here's another list for you. The top 50 animal mascots.
Clemson's got to do well on that one.
I don't think they're on it. You want me to run through
Oh,
it real
cool.
fast? I'll run the top 25 just because I don't feel like going through all 50. That seems like a much. Number 1 was the duck from Oregon.
Okay,
Cosmo from BYU. I guess that's a dog.
it's a cougar.
Oh, the BYU Cougars. Okay. Arby the Tiger was Auburn's number 3.
Okay,
That's a kind of weird looking tiger if you think about
that's
it.
a weird looking tiger. I would say LSU's is higher than that.
Cocky from South Carolina, number 4.
I don't want to hear this list. This is a stupid list.
Wait, hold on. Let me keep going. Bucky the
This is the
Badger is number 6.
stupidest list ever.
Okay, I like that. Bucky the Badger at number 6.
That's a good one.
All right, we got number 7 is Al and Alberta Gator.
Sure.
We got Goldie the Gopher from Minnesota at number 8.
That's not a bad one.
Buzz at Georgia Tech at number 9.
What about Boomer? Where's Boomer?
Big Al. Well, let me run through the list. I'm doing 25 in a row. Big Al from Alabama, the elephant. Any comment?
I mean,
Like that elephant?
it's a cute elephant.
Truman the Tiger from Missouri. First of all, anything to do with Missouri is a pile of shit. So Wilbur and Wilma from Arizona. Wildcats, right? Arizona Wildcats?
Yeah, Wildcats.
I don't even know what they look like.
In the air.
CY the Cardinal, Kai the Cardinal at Iowa State.
Where?
Iowa State.
Iowa State. That's an ugly one.
Big Red from the University of Arkansas. I agree with that. At number 14.
Give you that one. That was probably high.
We got Joe and Josephine at UCLA.
The Bruin?
Bears, right? Bears.
Well, there, yeah.
Hokey Bird at Virginia Tech. I actually like the Virginia Tech one. I would be honest. I'm a fan. I think it's unique. Ramses at UNC, also kind of unique. The UNC goat.
Not a bad one. I like NC State's.
Yeah, they're on this list. Baldwin the Eagle at Boston College. Not a lot of Eagles in college sports.
I don't even know if I can't even think of what that looks like.
I know what I remember. It's like got a white head, gold beak, and a brown burgundy body. Turkey the Hawk from Iowa. I have no idea. Freddie and Frida from Bowling Green. I don't even. That's stupid. I don't even. Bowling Green. What? What is Bowling Green's mascot? I have no idea. Oski the Bear. That's Cal. Smokey from Tennessee.
That's a good one.
Mr. and Mrs. Woof from NC State University. Harry the Husky at Washington, and Boomer and Sooner. Not Boomer Sooner, but Boomer and Sooner at Oklahoma.
That's good. That's good.
So you got Mike the Tiger at 27 for LSU.
That's low.
28 Texas Hook'em.
That's pretty low too.
Clemson's is at 31. The Tiger, it's just called the Tiger. Baylor's, I always like Baylor's mascot. I always like.
All right.
FAU's
got a good one too.
FAU's at 36 with Owsley. Boise State Buster Bronco. I like Buster Bronco. I think Big J at Kansas also at 42. TCU the Super Frog.
That's outrageous.
That should be higher.
Way higher.
Like he's one of the best mascots in college football.
Fantastic.
Like he should be at least 2 or 3. Like behind that stupid duck at Oregon.
That's stupid.
It's overplayed at this point. When they were good back in the early 2000s, 2010s, you could say, "Oh yeah." But now,
stupid Capital One commercials.
Yeah, and driving that bike. My favorite one of all of them, Tony the Land Shark at Ole Miss, comes in at 49th.
They have a land shark?
Yeah, well, so they were the Rebels, and then that got canceled.
That's yeah.
And then they became the Black Bears. And nobody liked the Black Bears, so they went back to the Rebels. But that got canceled again. I'm not joking. You can go look this up. And they went back to the Rebels for a while. And then they went to the Land Sharks.
But now they're the Rebels again.
No, they're the Land Sharks. I swear to God, man.
They're the Ole Miss Rebels. They're the Ole Miss Rebels.
They're the Ole Miss Rebels. But their mascot isn't Reb the Rebel. It's
So they changed their mascot, but they didn't change their name.
Maybe it's the Ole Miss Land Sharks.
It's definitely Rebels.
But maybe it's not like rebellion,
Yeah, what is it, Trennon?
Maybe it's the rebellion against the empire instead of the rebellion against the northern.
Was Mississippi a colony?
Don't ask me. But all I know is their mascot is a shark now. It's a land shark.
Okay.
I don't want to tell you. That's what it is.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying it's stupid.
I agree with you.
It's just one of the stupidest things I've ever heard.
That's just the way it is, They get canceled.
They
have an actual rebel on the sidelines. Could you imagine the Ole Miss Land Sharks going against the Arkansas Razorbacks? God, that'd be so stupid. I'd be less intimidated.
Y'all's not y'all, but Ole Miss's fight song is "Forward Rebels," and their marching band is "Pride of the South."
That is going to be canceled soon. Give it another 2 years, they'll be done.
It.
Just like the Washington R words. Give it a couple more years. All right, well, that ends the episode on a very weird note. I'm glad those lists were kind of funny. So
it was the Rebel Black Bear.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man.
The Rebel Black Bear.
The bear was a rebel. Is the land shark a rebel?
Yeah, the land shark is still so the Rebel Black Bear was actually canceled in 2017. Wow. And the land shark started in 2018.
Really? And that quick off the jump?
Yeah.
Well, there was an Ole Miss dude who used to do this number right here.
Colonel Reb.
Yeah. After he knocked down passes or whatever, he's a quarterback.
Colonel Reb.
So wait, they still have Colonel Reb?
No. Colonel Reb got canceled in 2010.
All the way back in 2010?
Yeah, and then they brought the Black Bear, and the Black Bear got canceled in 2017.
Why did they go there? How do you cancel a Black Bear? There's several schools with a Black Bear.
Well, it's Rebel Black Bear. That's why.
Yeah, this guy's a Rebel land shark.
Now it's just a freaking land shark.
Oh, that's awesome.
It makes sense.
Yeah. In their heart of hearts, Ole Miss's mascot is still the Rebel. So,
have you seen what that land shark looks like?
Yes.
It's creepy. Looks like it's from a horror movie.
I would expect nothing less from the failing University of Ole Miss. What do you expect out of a bunch of idiots? I think their little hole in Mississippi matters to the greater world. Yeah, it is kind of weird. The smile is quite menacing.
It's very disturbing.
All right, well, that ends the episode. Ryan, any more comments, thoughts? Do you think the land shark should become a Confederate?
I don't think
Just kidding. Don't answer that.
so I don't think there's any Confederacy to join.
That's true. All right, well, that ends the episode. I want to thank everybody for watching. Just make sure you like, subscribe, do that whole shebang. I really appreciate everybody's support of our YouTube and stuff like that. So thank you everybody for watching this fun episode of TNR.
Brought to you by Tony the Rebel Landshark.
We are not sponsored by anybody. We're not sponsored by Barstool. We're not sponsored by Bass Pro Shops. We're not sponsored by anything. If you want to sponsor us, let me know. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend or whatever. I'll talk with you next week. Bye.
Bye.